Okay. So, welcome back to the lecture series of finite volume, and this is lecture number 27, and what we are in the middle of the discussion of the discretization of convection diffusion system. And so far what we have discussed is that the central difference scheme and the upwind scheme and the downwind scheme, and the important message that has come out of that, it is a trade off between your stability and the accuracy. What we have looked at is that central difference scheme is highly accurate, I mean it is second order accurate, but it is not that way stable, or rather it does not provide you the accurate solution. I mean, and the other way, once you look at the upwind scheme, that is stable, but the accuracy is an issue. So, now today that actually provides the platform for discussion of the higher order scheme. So, we will now look at the higher order scheme in the system. So, what higher order upwind scheme? So, this essentially uses the information of your upwind scheme. So, it is some sort of an upwind biased interpolation scheme. So, now and what is the genesis of that? Because of the genesis is that the accuracy and stability of the other scheme like CD, upwind and all these schemes. Now, what this scheme is aiming at, it producing at least a second order accurate solution. So, it would be accuracy wise, it would be second order and also it stable. So, it uses both the advantages of upwind and CD scheme, and then we formulate this kind of scheme. Now, while doing that, this also uses, if you look at that one dimensional stencil, this is your C, then that would be your cell interfaces. So, these are the cell interfaces. It uses the similar kind of stencil. This is, I mean, E, Oest, WW, this is EE. So, it uses similar kind of stencil in a one dimensional system, but now once the important property which associated with the flux at the interface is that the element C and what it follows. Now, to get an upwind kind of system, one can say that the ahead of this one, instead of E, you can say it is a downstream of that if the flow field is in this direction, and the flux at this particular element faces, this is the F, then the Vf is in this direction. So, it is a, then this should be the upwind information of that, and instead of this you can say this is upwind upwind, and instead of this you can say it is a downstream downstream. Why? The reason is that you are interested in this particular cell, and at this particular phase where the flow field or the flow velocity direction is in this direction. So, the weight of the upstream cell would be important or predominant compared to the downstream cell. So, that is the convection, because this is the upstream cell, this is the downstream cell, and the values which will correspond to this value is phi C, this value would be phi u, this value would be phi u u. So, that follows our standard notation system phi d d. So, this is what one can use. So, similarly, one can see if the velocity is in this direction, rather. So, this is our C, and if you have an element like that, and for example, let us say for this element faces, at this phase the flow field goes in this direction, the Vf is in this direction, then this is the cell face and it goes in the this direction, this is D, this is upstream of that, this would be the upstream, this will be the downstream. So, in this case the cell velocity was in this direction. So, these are counted as upstream nodes. So, these are all upstream elements and these are downstream element, while the cell speed is this way, then these are considered as an upstream and these are considered as downstream. So, depending on the direction of the flow field, one has to decide which will be the upstream elements and which will be the downstream elements, and accordingly you can define your the variables in that fashion. So, now we will start with a second order upwind. What we have seen the standard, that is a first order upwind. Now, we will start with second order upwind. So, one can say it would be second order upwind SOU scheme. So, how you go about it? You can define in one dimensional stencil like that, let us say like this, and in between that you have C. So, you define your cell interfaces like that. So, this will be the cell elements associated with that. Now, at this particular element, this is the face and the value which is upstream of it, let us say this is U, this is UU, this is D and this is DD. So, if you consider the value between all these, so they will go like that. So, this will have phi D, this is phi DD and this is where phi U, and they would be some sort of an phi C, phi F and this is phi UU. So, all these informations are now stored, and why we are saying this is upstream? Because at the phase we are assuming the flow field is in this direction. So, the mass flux is positive at that particular phase. So, you start with a linear profile. If you start with a linear profile, then the system you can define as phi x equals to k naught plus k 1 x minus x c, because whole idea is to find out the phase value at these f phases, and fitting it to the nodal values x c, x u and all these, one can write that phi x equals to phi c plus phi c minus phi u divided by x c minus x u into x minus x c. So, that is how you define this system. Now, what happens then at phi f, which is essentially phi at x f, equals to going to be phi c plus phi c minus phi u divided by x c minus x u multiplied by x f minus x c. So, that is how you get the phase value, and if you have a uniform grid, then this guy will boils down to, for uniform grid, this phi f will boils down to 3 by 2 phi c minus half phi u. So, that is the special case if you have uniform grid to calculate this information. Now, one has to look at the discretized system and how. So, if you look at the discretized equation, then one needs to calculate the like m dot E phi E, which is going to be 3 by 2 phi c and minus half phi w. So, this we are looking at the system where one has assuming the equation which is convection diffusion equation, which is convection diffusion equation on uniform 1D grid. So, that's why you write these things and multiplied with m dot E 0 minus 3 by 2 phi E minus half phi E E multiplied with minus m dot E 0, and then you get the similarly m dot W phi W equals to 3 by 2 phi C minus phi E by 2 multiplied with m dot W 0 minus 3 by 2 phi W minus phi W W now multiplied with m dot W 0. Now, this if you substitute in the discretized equation that we have obtained earlier, now discretized system or equation, if you add put those things back there, this will get you back phi W minus m dot E minus 3 by 2 phi E minus phi E E, then minus m dot E plus 3 by 2 phi C minus phi E by 2 m dot W minus 3 by 2 phi W minus phi W W by 2 minus m dot W 0 minus gamma S by del x E phi E minus phi C minus gamma S by del x W phi C minus phi W equals to 0. So, which will lead to the discretized form like A C phi C plus A E phi E plus A W phi W plus A E E phi E E plus A W W phi W W equals to 0, because there is no source term. So, the discretized equation will look like that. Since it is a, so when we looked at that, it was a first order system, we had only this much. Now, because of the second order, you get 2 more points ahead and downstream. In this, AE is flux Fe, which is minus gamma E is by del x E minus 3 by 2 m dot E 0 minus m dot W 0. A E is flux F E, which is half of minus m dot E 0. Now, A W equals to flux F W, which is gamma W S W by del x W minus 3 by 2 m dot W 0 minus half of m dot E 0, and similarly you get A W W equals to flux of F W W half of minus m dot W 0, and A C, which is the summation of all the fluxes, which is flux C F, that will get you gamma A C by del x C plus gamma W is W by del x W plus 3 by 2 m dot E 0 plus 3 by 2 m dot w 0, which one can write with negative sign AE plus AW plus AEE plus AWW plus m dot E plus m dot W. So, this for a continuity equation to be conserved, this will go away. Now, the truncation error. So, the truncation error one can estimate equals to. So, for this kind of scheme, as we have used for the upwind scheme or central scheme, one can follow the similar procedure, and what one can obtain, this will be 3 by 8 delta x square phi c triple prime minus 1 by 4 delta x cube phi c fourth derivative and so on, which indicates that the higher order term is of delta x square, which is essentially second order accurate in spatial discretization. Similarly, if you look at the stability of this particular scheme, what you can obtain, that right hand side of the convection term equals to minus 3 by 2 phi c minus half of phi w multiplied with m dot E 0 plus 3 by 2 phi E minus phi E multiplied with minus m dot E 0 minus 3 by 2 phi c minus phi E by 2 multiplied with m dot w plus 3 by 2 phi w minus phi w w multiplied with m w 0. So, the rate of change of right hand side with respect to phi c would get you minus 3 by 2 m dot E 0 minus 3 by 2 m dot w 0. So, which is always negative and indicating that this scheme is also stable. So, with the second order upwind scheme, you can somehow come out of those problems with both the central difference and the upwind scheme, and this particular scheme, essentially the SOU scheme, is not only stable, it also gives you second order accuracy. Now, in the similar direction, one can devise another scheme which will call the quick. Quick is quadratic upstream interpolation for convection kinematics. So, that is what the quick stands for. So, again if you look at a stencil like that, where this is the cell, then you have, it is the downstream of that, it is upstream of that, and then this is further upstream, this is DD, and at the cell face you can say the Vf in this direction, and this is the phase value. So, using this and this value, one can calculate the profile. So, this is phi c phi f, phi d, phi u. So, all the information of the neighboring elements are taken into consideration. So, what as the name suggests, the polynomial would be quadratic polynomial. So, that is where the interpolation is going to be obtained, and what profile one can obtain from this, you can assume the phi would be, or phi x would be some sort of a k naught plus k 1 x plus k 2 x square. Now, which will say that at you have these phi values at different, at phi e at x equals to x u, it will be phi c at x equal to x c, it is phi d at x equals to x d. So, now you need 3 points to find out the coefficients, the 1, 2, 3, k 0, k 1, k 2. So, in order to find out those coefficients, you need 3 set of information, and if you put this back and solve it, what one get, phi equals to phi u plus x minus x u, x minus x c, x d minus x u multiplied with x d minus x c, phi d minus phi u plus x minus x u, x minus x d, x c minus x u, x c minus x d, phi c minus phi u. Now, if you have uniform grid, then this boils down to, at phi f it becomes phi c plus phi d by 2 minus phi d 2 phi c plus phi u divided by 8. So, for uniform grid the phase value becomes like that. Now, using this for the same uniform case and 1D, the convection diffusion system, if you put it, you calculate that m dot e phi e, which is going to be 3 by 4 phi c minus 1 by 8 phi w plus 3 by 8 phi e, which is now m dot e 0 minus 3 by 4 phi c phi e 1 by 8 phi double e plus 3 by 8 phi c multiplied with minus m dot e 0. Similarly, you get m dot w, which is 3 by 4 phi c minus 1 by 8 phi e plus 3 by 8 phi w multiplied with m dot w 0 minus 3 by 4 phi w 1 by 8 phi w w plus 3 by 8 phi c multiplied with m dot w 0. So, this is what you get. Now, again after getting this information, you put everything back in the discretized equation. Now, once you do that, the discretized terms would look like 3 by 4 phi c minus phi w by 8 plus 3 by 8 phi e, that is the first term, multiplied with m dot e 0 minus 3 by 4 phi e minus phi e by 8 plus 3 by 8 phi c multiplied with minus m dot E 0 plus 3 by 4 phi c minus 1 by 8 phi E plus 3 by 8 phi w multiplied with m dot w 0 minus phi w by 8 plus 3 by 8 phi c. So, is all the term what we have calculated now putting back in the discretized system, and then left with the diffusion term which is gamma s by del x E phi E minus phi c gamma s by del x w phi c minus phi w which is 0. So, then the discretized form will become again looks similar, but the final discretized form will have the different coefficients. So, it will be A E phi E plus A W phi W plus A E E phi E E plus A W W phi W W. And the term A E equals to flux F E, which will be gamma E A C by del x E minus 3 by 4 m dot E 0 plus 3 by 8 m dot E 0 minus 1 by 8 m dot W 0. A W would be similarly, it is flux F W, which is gamma W S W by del x W 3 by 4 minus m W by 0 plus 3 by 8 m W 0 minus 1 by 8 m dot E 0. So, the pattern for these coefficients are pretty much similar if you can notice, but the thing is that these are looking similar as we have assumed or what we are deriving here for the uniform grid system. If the grid is not uniform, when it is non-uniform, these terms would look completely messy or rather complicated, but the formulation will not change. Only thing you will get to see the differences in the coefficient calculation. Now, A W W equals to flux F W W equals to 1 by 8 minus m W 0. So, A C is F N B C flux C F equals to gamma E A C by del x E plus gamma W S W by del S W plus 3 by 4 m dot E 0 minus 3 by 8 m dot minus E 0 plus 3 by 4 m dot W 0 minus 3 by 8 m dot W 0, which is again minus A E plus A W W A E E plus m dot E plus m dot W. And this quick scheme, if you analyze the truncation error, which would turn out to be 1 by 6 del x cube minus 3 by 128 del x to the power 4 phi c 5 and so on. So, which essentially give you some sort of an third order accurate. This is third order accurate scheme. So, as we move along the hierarchical direction, second order upwind was second order accurate, quick becomes third order accurate. Now, the third point one has to check its stability. So, the stability, if you look at the right hand side convection term, this would be minus 3 by 4 phi c, phi w, 3 by 8 phi e, m dot e 0 plus 3 by 4 phi e minus phi e by 8 3 by 8 phi c m dot e 0 minus 3 by 4 phi c minus phi e by 8 3 by 8 phi w, then 3 by 4 phi w minus w w by 8 phi c. So, to get the stability limit check, you get this right hand side term with respect to del phi c, which will turn out 3 by 8 m dot e minus 3 by 8 m dot w minus 3 by 8 m dot e plus m dot w. So, this is again less than 0. So, this shows that it is a stability stable scheme. So, if you have some sort of a uniform velocity, this will be always stable. However, this does not guarantee the solution boundedness, especially in case of non-uniform velocity. So, one has to, for uniform velocity always stable, for non-uniform velocity does not guarantee the boundedness. So, that is the point one has to note, that how it goes. Now, moving ahead, there is another scheme which is called Fromm scheme, FROMM, Fromm scheme. So, which is uses the linear profile between the far upwind and downwind nodes connecting the faces. So, how would that look like? If one has to put the stencil, again this is our C, this is the face, these are the downstream, this is downstream, and this is upstream UU. Across these cell faces, assuming velocity in this direction. So, what it uses? It uses some sort of an profile calculation between these points. This is phi d, phi u, and in between you have phi c and phi f. So, this is how it takes into account, and the function definition is k naught plus k 1 x minus x e, and using the value at x d and x u, which is corresponding to phi d and phi u, what you get the phi x equals to phi u plus phi d minus phi u x d minus x u x minus x u. That is the function that you get. Now, again one can carry out the similar exercise for this particular scheme, and what you end up getting is that now if you have this upwind node phi c, which you can calculate as phi u plus phi d minus phi u divided by x d minus x u into x c minus x c u. So, that is how you get. Now, again the assumption remains uniform grid, 1D convection diffusion system, then phi c becomes phi d plus phi u by 2, which is the centroid value becomes the average between this and this. Now, with that phi f would be phi u plus phi d minus phi u x d minus x u x f minus x u, which one can write phi c plus x f minus x c divided by x d minus x u multiplied with phi d minus phi u. So, you use this information here and you get this, and for the uniform grid it reduces to phi f equals to, for uniform system it reduces to phi c plus phi d minus phi u divided by 4. So, that is what you get for uniform system. So, to put this information back in the discretized equation, you calculate the mass fluxes, I mean m dot E, I mean basically fluxes at the faces, which will be phi c minus phi w plus phi E by 4 multiplied with m dot E 0 minus phi E by 4 plus phi c by 4 multiplied with m dot E 0. Similarly, you get phi w m w, which is phi c minus phi E by 4 phi w by 4 multiplied with m dot w 0 minus phi w by 4 phi c by 4 minus m w 0. So, this we are doing it for the uniform system, and then the converted discretized equation would be looking like phi c minus phi w by 4 plus phi E by 4 multiplied with m dot E 0 minus phi E by 4 plus phi c by 4 multiplied with m dot E 0, and then you get phi c phi E by 4 phi w by 4 multiplied with m dot w 0 minus phi w minus phi w by 4 plus phi c by 4 multiplied with minus m dot w, and then we have the gamma term or the diffusion term. So, this portion contributes the convection, and then this is the diffusion term by del x at w, which is phi c minus phi w equals to 0. So, eventually the equation will look like, the compact equation will look like A c phi c, A e phi e plus A w phi w, A w w phi w w plus A e e phi e e, which is 0. So, this is, I mean, the fact which remains same in the finite volume. Once you get a discretized equation, they look exactly similar for different schemes. So, if you have a one discretization in place, one can actually just using different coefficient, you have a different scheme in place. Minus 1 by 4 m dot E 0 minus m dot E 0 1 by 4 m dot W 0. Then this flux F w minus gamma w S w by del x w m dot W 0 minus minus 1 by 4 m dot 0. Now, A e, which will become flux F e 1 by 4 minus m dot E 0 A w w, which will be flux F small w w 1 by 4 m dot W 0, and finally, A c, which is over the faces, flux C f, which will get you gamma E A c plus gamma W plus m dot E 0 minus 1 by 4 m dot E 0 m dot W 0 minus 1 by 4 m dot W 0, which will again remain as the summation of A e, A w, A w w, E e plus m dot E m dot W. So, these are the only places, the calculation of the coefficients where you see the differences, and if you look at the truncation error for this form scheme, the truncation error would be order of delta x square, which also provides you second order accurate system. And the stability criteria, the stability, if you look at the convection term on the right hand side, so that will have this component phi c minus phi w by 4 plus phi e by 4 m dot E plus phi e minus phi e by 4 phi c by 4 multiplied with minus m dot E 0 minus phi c phi e by 4 phi w by 4 m dot W 0 plus phi w minus so if you take the derivative of this term with respect to phi c, which will become minus 3 by 4 m dot E 0 minus 3 by 4 m dot W 0 minus 1 by 4 m dot E plus m dot W. So, like the quick scheme, for constant velocity, this guy is always stable, and for varying velocity, this is, I mean, it does not guarantee stability all the time. It may not. So, but if you have constant on uniform velocity, this will always provide you back the stability. So, if you look at the comparison of all these profiles, so basically some sort of an comparison, if you look at various schemes, what you see is that with the most negative coefficient is associated with second order upwind scheme, that is minus 3 by 2, and then you have upwind scheme which is a minus 1, then form scheme FROMM, from scheme with minus 3 by 4, and then finally the quick which is minus 3 by 8, and CD is coefficient 0, which is sort of a neutral stability. So, the self corrective action is the sum of both convection and diffusion contribution. So, the self corrective measures comes from both the convection and diffusion contribution, and the false diffusion essentially produced by the upwind scheme, which adds to, so upwind scheme actually the false diffusion or numerical diffusion, which adds to the stability even though the coefficient is minus 1, and it is the most stable scheme amongst this all that we have discussed. So, if you put them together and plot, then you see these two curve for varying Peclet number. This is Peclet number 1 and this is Peclet number 10, and if you plot all the schemes against the exact solution or the analytical solution, so you get upwind, CD, quick, second order form. Similarly, exact numerical upwind scheme, CD scheme, quick scheme, second order upwind and form scheme. So, once you look at all the cases for Peclet number 1, which is at the low Peclet number, so you see that CD, form and quick, this guy and this guy, they basically the Peclet number 1 case, they show some sort of an wriggles here, the high Peclet number case, but in the low Peclet number case they do not show anything, but these schemes at the high Peclet number case show some wriggles, and amongst these the least accurate is the solution by the first order upwind scheme. Now, and the solution of this guy is slightly more accurate than second order upwind, and obviously it is going to be accurate than the first order upwind also. Now, when you look at this guy and this guy, CD, quick and form, they show some wriggles in these locations of the solution. So, here the solution which is obtained by the first order upwind and the second order upwind, their profile being the most accurate close to the exact solution. And now coming back to the firm and quick scheme, on the other hand, they show some wriggles, but with some small amplitude, and the reason for these wriggles is that the imposed boundary condition at the exit of the domain. So, since the problem is convection dominated, it is affected by the, so these are for convection dominated flow, the solutions at the downstream is partially affected by the upstream calculations or upstream information. So, solution which are actually at the exit of the domain which was specified, this is the exit of the domain, that has some impact on these wriggles and all these things. But however, the second order Appoint scheme is expected to give rise to some oscillation in the presence of high gradient in the domain if you have a shock wave or like that. So, that gives you an idea on some sort of an comparison of this. Now, moving ahead, you can actually find some functional relationship for uniform and non-uniform grids. So far our discussion was restricted to uniform grid. So, now one can find out some correlation or the mapping between uniform and non-uniform grid, and how you can do that. Essentially, let us see, if you have some sort of an element C here which will be connected with a face, this is the face F and the velocity here will be in this direction, then there is cell D, then there would be cell DD downstream, the upstream there is U, upstream UU. So, this goes in a xi direction. So, sort of an curvy linear coordinate system. So, typically my xy system or the uniform xy system, the cells would be sitting like that. This is the cell, down of that, up of that. So, this is where your uniform grid system or orthogonal grid system, and this is in the curvilinear grid system. So, one important point which is here, the functional relationship for uniform grid remain exactly same, and for the non-uniform also, independent of whether the Cartesian or the curvilinear grid system is used. For non-uniform grid, the independent variable x which is appearing in the functional form should be replaced by xi. So, what essentially it says, the functional form will not get changed, it only the notation like uniform grid use get a function with base of x, in this case it should be function of xi which will actually represent the system with the discretion. Now, if you get all this functional relationship for different scheme, then it should be put together. Let us say this is for uniform system, this is non-uniform system, then these are the scheme that we have so far have discussed. So, when you talk about the upwind scheme, this will be uniform case phi f is phi c, this case also phi f is phi c. When you talk about downwind scheme, then phi f is phi d, this case phi f is also phi d. When you talk about C d, this is phi f is 0.5 into phi c plus phi d, and this case phi f equals to phi c plus phi d minus phi c by xi d minus xi c multiplied with xi f minus xi c. When you go to second order upwind, we get phi f equals to 3 by 2 phi c minus phi u by 2. This case it would be phi f equals to phi c plus phi c minus phi u divided by xi c minus xi u multiplied with xi f minus xi c. Now, quick you get phi f equals to 3 by 4 phi c minus phi u divided by 8 plus phi d into 3 by 8, and this case this is phi u plus you have term 1 plus term 2. We will see how they look like, and if you put from scheme, this would be phi f equals to phi c plus 1 by 4 phi d minus phi u, and this case it is phi c plus xi f minus xi c divided by xi d minus xi u multiplied with phi d minus phi u. So, you can see this difference in the functional form of this expression. Now, once for the quick, the non-uniform system, the term 1 is xi f minus xi u divided by xi d minus xi u multiplied with xi f minus xi c divided by xi d minus xi c with phi d minus phi u, and term 2 they would look like xi f minus xi u, xi c minus xi u, xi f minus xi d, xi c minus xi d, phi c minus phi u. So, where xi u is xi u u plus xi u minus xi u u, and xi u u is nothing but x u u minus x o square. So, in this particular case this somewhere center is sitting. So, plus y u u minus y o square plus z u u minus z o square, and xi u minus xi u u equals to x u minus x u u square, y u minus y u u square, z u minus z u u square. Now, so if you put them together, xi 1 minus xi 2 is essentially x 1 minus x 2 square, y 1 minus y 2 square, z 1 minus z 2 square. So, this is how you can actually get the functionality between uniform and non-uniform system, and the functional form look similar, only thing the calculation of the non-uniform system, the coordinate system becomes xi system. So, we will stop here and we will continue the discussion in the next lecture. Thank you.